Abandon Your Stuff with Sanctuary of Reality, my comic review series. Time now for Cerebus issue 261, the 30th chapter of Going Home. Having heard an explosion, both Jaka and Cerebus awaken to discover that, to each other's relief, neither one committed suicide. Cerebus suddenly realizes that the snow and wind have stopped for the moment, and urges Jaka to get up and join him in getting out of there. He reveals that he had a dream which told him that the snow would stop and where they would have to go now to survive. She refuses to budge, especially when he says that they're to take absolutely nothing with them. Jaka doesn't see the point of abandoning shelter to go wading into impossibly deep snowdrifts. Cerebus, struggling to keep from blanking out again due to the stress, tries to figure out what to say to her to get her to come. He offers Jaka the rest of the biscuits if she comes with him. She wants them up front. He knows they need to leave immediately. She points out that he was going to leave the biscuits behind anyway. Cerebus has no choice but to cross the line and tell Jaka she doesn't give up. That's merely something the Princess of Palnu would do. Daring to call her by a term she hates so much, Cerebus is worried she'll kill him until she gets up and makes it clear she gets the biscuits the minute they're over the ridge. They set out to follow the tree line and head over the ridge, Cerebus trying to mentally explain why he's taking the biscuits and Jaka with him when Rick told him to take nothing. That's when Cerebus realizes that Rick once said they'd only see each other once again, and he's already seen him on the river earlier. Cerebus now thinks the vision of Rick in his dream was just a dream after all. Jaka drives him forth as he tries to explain to her he may have made a mistake, and her bossiness just leads him to finally keep that fact to himself. Cerebus quickly races ahead of Jaka and heads over the ridge, fully ready to face yet more snow and a freezing, starving death beyond it. Jaka follows behind as fast as she can, but gets there much slower, then demanding the biscuits. When she catches up to Cerebus, what do they both see beyond the ridge? This issue actually reminds me of the Woofa 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 issue from back in High Society, probably because of all the snow trudging. But the humor is also on point in this issue as it was way back then. It's maybe not quite as memorable as that one was, but it's still on the level to me, so I find it a very good issue. I really had no complaints about this one. It's just solid throughout, and the snowy setting really makes the black and white art pop. I have seen people whine about the series and other series that were done in black and white. Oh, the black and white artwork, that's so lazy, you know. I mean, when it started, it had to be black and white. Back then, in the late 70s and in the 80s, really, the only way you can get an indie comic to really survive was to be black and white. It had to be as cheaply made as possible, and black and white was the easiest way to do that. But over the course of the series, and in Form and Void especially, Dave Sim and Gerhard take what could easily be a hindrance and turn it into one of the series' greatest strengths. I see from time to time people wanting the series to be colorized, but I firmly believe it's perfect the way it is. Hardcovers, yes, please. But colorization, no. Dave and Gare made it work. And it wouldn't be the same in any other hue. Next time, Lodge Fever.